right, welcome back everybody to another installment of ASB and Scene Bourbon. Cheers, folks. Today you have me, Peter Tobin.
Me, Brian Lawrence.
And our guest star,
Colin Sargent.
He's back with us again after a long sabbatical. But you know what? Today, folks, we went and saw a great movie, a fantastic movie, a stellar movie. Brian, you want to tell them a little bit about the movie?
It is Ted 2.
Ooh!
Electric Boogaloo.
Great movie.
Was very surprised by how funny I found it. I was expecting this to be kind of shitty.
Really?
Yep.
I was, honestly, I was pleasantly surprised too, but I was expecting it to be full of yucks and laughs. I was expecting it to be full of slapstick and senseless...
Hashtag shit show.
Hashtag shit show humor. But no, the Seth MacFarlane... He is a lover of the fine arts, and he is a lover of classical music.
Yep, big band jazz.
Oh, big band jazz, and that was a stellar part of the movie. Like it was seamless. It was awesome. Like his inspirational musicals and his how he feels about music in general and big band music, classical music, jazz, and everything in between is just so. There, it's a part of this movie, and it brings the movie to life.
Absolutely,
it really truly does, and I think he did an incredible job incorporating. We're all used to his Family Guy slapstick humor,
yep.
the flashbacks and everything like that,
which is all here.
It's all there, but I don't know. I think he took Ted and took it to the next level with this movie. I think he did a really, really good job. But
yeah, I think this one, to me, felt a lot tighter than the first movie. It definitely, he kind of has gained some more experience as an actual filmmaker rather than just a TV show maker. Well,
Colin, give us a little insight into your brain. What did you think about this movie? What did you think about Ted 2?
I found it hilarious. They did a great job with the jokes. It usually with movies that I see, they take it to the next level. They keep going, they beat the dead horse. This one, they just had the quick little jokes here and there, and that just made you bust your fucking sides open. You go, oh my god, that was hilarious. I didn't go into this with high expectations. I was looking at this as a sequel to a movie that, based on reviews, wasn't looking too, it was looking like a usual, second story to a movie. So
the typical sequel that we are used to in this day and age.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
But especially with comedy sequels, it seemed there's very, very, very few that I feel actually lived up to the original or actually bettered. I mean, I could probably count on one hand.
Yeah.
Probably the number of good comedy sequels
that lived up to or surpassed.
Which I think is why I went into this really.
And I totally agree.
You look at a sequel like Anchorman 2, where just the comedy is just cranked up full blast, and it's every joke is thrown at the wall possible.
And it's too much.
Every character is such an exaggeration of what made them so good in the first one. It's like they just had to crank it up and just shove it down your throat.
With that movie, they thought that if they crank it up to 11, that they're going to make this movie even better than it is. With Ted 2, no, I totally agree. They didn't have to crank anything up. They just, improved upon certain aspects, and they moved the characters on. It was a growth in the characters. This wasn't the same characters like in certain movies, specific movies being Anchorman 2. Those were the same characters. These characters are the same, but have evolved. Yeah. Have gone through life lessons, have gone through specific life-changing events.
With the first Ted, very funny movie. It kind of gets a little serious towards the end. Mm-hmm. You have that kind of big dramatic, he's trying to find him in like the baseball stadium. You're kind of like, what movie is this
Yeah,
now? Did we just suddenly switch?
We went down a dark path.
And with this, luckily, he keeps the humor kind of up. It's like you have that little lull towards the end, but it's not nearly as long.
Where what you just said a minute ago, Seth MacFarlane learned from the first movie and probably took to heart what the critics and fans were saying. You went to a way too serious up here, and then you came back down, and we all enjoyed the ending of the movie. Mm-hmm. And so he did that. He went up, but he didn't go all the way up like he did in Ted. So yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Colin, do you have any thoughts on anything else? What were some of the better parts of the movie that you really latched onto, that you really enjoyed?
I liked that they paid homage to different movies. They brought in the Comic-Con. I thought that was hilarious. The Golem. They had Morgan Freeman. I would never think that Morgan Freeman would want to be in a movie like that. It's like, it's Morgan fucking Freeman.
If you're a fan of McFarlane's humor, if you enjoy Family Guy, American Dad, you're gonna really enjoy this movie. It's well paced. All the jokes I felt landed very well. There were very few that.
Very, very few jokes were off-center. If you're too young, they're going to be off-center. If you're in the right age group or a little bit older, you're still going to get it. It's going to be pretty close to bullseye. But
that's all the rejected samples from all the sickle cell anemia.
Oh. For most people, that might... But that's what we love about Seth MacFarlane. That's what we love about his sense of humor.
There's jokes for everybody.
He's got jokes for everybody, and he's not as bad as South Park.
Oh, yeah.
He's not as bad as South Park, but
new ones.
He will sit there. Seth MacFarlane, I love this about you, buddy. You have no problem throwing a curveball and fucking with people.
Yeah.
No problem doing that. And you do it so infrequently that it makes it even better. So, in conclusion, Brian, what did you think about this movie?
Overall, I laughed my ass off all the way through. Make sure this is going to be a definite improvement. I'm not sure how funny I would have found it if I was dead sober, but if you got to get a good buzz in you, you're going to have a grand old time.
It's just...
Colin, what about you, buddy?
Whiskey was definitely a good thing to have during the movie, but I think I would have laughed regardless because I'm a huge fan of Seth MacFarlane and what he does. And, it's a great movie. Definitely worth seeing.
So, that's 3 for 3 on this episode of ASB and Seen Bourbon. We all agree that a snort of bourbon would be perfect for this movie. It's a great film. Probably going to add it to my collection when it comes out on DVD. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. So, another episode of ASB. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you take our suggestions to heart and you go see this movie, because we definitely suggest seeing this movie.
Seriously.
I'm Peter.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Colin.
See you next time.